Okay, so I'm not ashamed to say, but Arnie and Stallone are actually two of my favourite actors. I'm slightly ashamed to say that I did struggle with the concept of Broforce though. Until that fateful day, I got to play it. But the real reason I picked up Brave Soldier was because it reminded me of a simpler time in my life. Back when, for instance, a game would be all in one and there wouldn't be patches or anything day one. My name is Kanan, like and subscribe and come trot next to me while I discover if my memories are as good as reality. As a one-man army, it's up to you to stick it to the invading Cyborgoon and his army. The Earth is in danger and it's up to you to deliver a message. The Earth is not for the taking, and we shall not go quietly. Right, here are the controls, and as a whole they worked well, apart from if you had to jump after a jump, if you get my meaning. It had a habit of, being a little unresponsive, so the second jump immediate wouldn't go off too well. But in all honesty, not a game breaker. If I could get you to draw your attention to the top of the screen, we can see your health, weapon score, and a special weapon counter that basically builds to unleash a huge blast that's very useful if you save it up for a boss. But be warned, you will lose this and have to start it again if you get hit by pretty much anything. And this does give it a kind of risk-reward type scenario to the game, which is alright. As you progress through the game, your weapon can actually be upgraded, and there is a good variety of weapon upgrades out there, from homing to three-way split, just more powerful, strange wiggly thing, but again, get hit and they all go away. Being a platformer shoot 'em up, there are a few things in here to keep the game on the fun side, which is good. Climb ropes and shimmy across areas while still being able to fire weapons at the same time. Oh, and there's these barrels that explode, hurting you and the enemies if shot up. And I think someone once actually said that you count a barrel in a lot of games as an actual NPC. And there's even environmental traps as well to keep you on your toes. Things like turrets, spikes, explosive platforms, a on-track saw thing, to mention just a few. Enemies come in long range and short range, and at times are just best avoiding them. This way you can avoid from losing your upgrades or even being knocked off the rope you climb across. Luckily there are checkpoints. Phew! Find and open a flag and it's Groundhog Day each time you bite the big one. Brave Soldier even has ender level bosses, and they're okay, to be honest. They're not anything really spectacular, and it's pretty well doing as you expect, finding and exploiting movements. But this is a pretty big staple for this sort of game, so it's kind of expected. But they are decent enough and they are difficult enough, or at least for me it was anyway. Okay, so although I would not say Brave Soldier is a groundbreaking game, it did make for a very nice throwback experience, and priced pretty well as well. It played smooth and I encountered no technical problems while I played. Okay, so let's touch on the sound first, because this part really pissed me off. Basically, the music was too loud and the only sound option was on or off. The game is voiced as far as I can tell, but half the time you could not even hear what the actual voices were saying, and you had to read the dialogue instead because the music level was so loud. And this was such a shame. Why? I mean, the music was okay, but I didn't think it was that good. So the graphics were okay, they were definitely pixel arty. I had no qualms with it, it basically looked as I thought it would. Did find it nice, the little explosions, the extra little bits of details like the little landmines, and I did like there were day and night levels, and the water, there's even little bits of water that you can climb in and out, and like other little things that I'm not going to spoil. And over to the score. In short, Brave Soldier is a competent, well-priced game. It does have quite a lot of diversity within its enemies and weapons, and even ender level bosses. There is some fun to be gotten out of this, and as I said before, it's a nice blast from the past. But what you see is pretty well what you get all the way through the game, and I did not appreciate the fact that you cannot turn down the music, which is one of my bugbears, which enabled me not to listen to one of the features I always rave on about, i.e. the voice speech, which was again such a shame. So I'll be giving Brave Soldier a 6 out of 10, and it's worth it for those people that are definitely into this genre, and I think for the price, maybe people that want to dip their toes into this genre as well. And with that, let me know your favourite action hero down in the comments, and any thoughts that you may have also on Brave Soldier. Hit that like and subscribe button, come and visit us in our community Discord. Take care out there wherever you are, and have a good one, because life is better when we game together.